people, here we are. So, cool little unboxing video today. So our friends in Australia, Arbortech, have sent us an awesome bit of kit. So let's check it out. Check that out for a sexy little knife, Kinetic Customs. So anyway, today is all about super excited about this one. So they've sent us the Turboplane blade. That thing's an absolute monster for stripping down material. And then we've got this super cool power carving unit. This is the full kit with all the accessories. So we're going to do a little unboxing, have a quick run through, show you what's what it's capable of. And then future videos, once I get a bit of experience with it, we'll be doing some demos. So yeah, let's get involved. So before we start, if you're not subscribed, please jump on. It means a lot to the channel, really help, and obviously allows us to keep doing what we love. Likes are always great, and again, we love to hear obviously comments. So if there's any material that you want to see, tools, demos, any questions, please don't be shy, just ask. Obviously I'm always happy to accommodate and do whatever we can. And also obviously a massive shout out to Arbortech in Australia. So Arbortech for obviously providing this, and Axminster Tools, who we obviously do a lot with, who we're affiliated with, for obviously they're the UK stockists for Arbortech. So if you're interested, jump on, get involved, and yeah, huge shout out, as I say, to Arbortech and to Axminster for making this collaboration happen. Anyway, enough waffle, let's get on with it. So, first things first, we'll start with this little one. Super well packaged everything, I'll say that straight away. Snap, there we go. So I saw these up at the show. This thing is an absolute beast of a cutter. So these blades, obviously when this spins on the grinder, it strips material like nothing I've ever seen. So if you want a wood carver, Arbortech 100% is the way forward. So that's the blade. Let's get down to business. So here we've got as you can see, it's delicately opened. Too excited, it's like a kid at Christmas, rip into your presents. There we go. Oh, so we've got the accessories and little manual bits there, and then going through it, as I say, it's the first time I've seen one of these in person. I've been watching them online for ages, seeing videos and demos and up at shows, but yeah, let's go through this together. So you've got a chip tube here. Love the name of that, chip tube. I don't know what it is about, but so this is basically designed to go onto the dust port on these, which then you can connect up to your dust extraction. Apparently it also works if you've got a bucket or gorilla tub, or any sort of a box, I suppose, anything that you want to use. If you haven't got an extractor, you can literally point it down into the tube into the bucket, and it will basically, all the chip-ins will apparently go into it. So we'll demo that one out and let you know, but obviously I'm going to plug it into the Festool. So there's the chip tube. Come back to this in a second. That's a super cool feature. You've got the little sanding pad there, which screws straight onto the arbor on the grinder. You've got a selection of pads here from 60 up to 240. You've got 60, 120, 180, 240. So a nice selection of papers there. So this is a grinding unit and a sander. So this is basically the dust port extraction unit here, which goes on. So this is for use in conjunction with this Turboplane blade. This is the best bit in my eyes. This is basically an attachment, which we're going to show you in a second, which goes onto the grinder. This clever device here rotates round, and it basically, it changes. You've got plus and minus, and it alters the aggressiveness of the cutter. So you can use it as a planer, skim it across the surface, and it basically is like it's a leveling aid basically. So that's a super cool, really nice bit of kit there. We've also got a couple of little fans. So these are designed to actually go inside. So these spin and then obviously deflect the chippings down into the dust chute. So that's another really cool little feature there. Carry strap for the bag. Your little Allen key. Little torque wrench there, obviously for the grinder. Little shim insert. Spacers. And then obviously you've got the actual grinder itself. All strapped down, you get this lovely case with it. So a really nice protective case. Keeps everything nice and not because there's no other bits I'm cheating you out of. So yeah, really nice protective case that obviously comes with that. So let's do it. So you've got a removable handle here. So obviously fully comes off. It's also got a dampener here. So this is designed almost like suspension. So rather than the vibrations going through your actual hand over long term, like carpal tunnel and stuff like that, obviously repetitive strain, this cool little feature, it stops any of the excessive vibrations. So it just reduces the amount that goes through your body. So that's a really nice little feature on there. You've got an Allen key here, and then obviously the handle there. So these are designed, I show them obviously from the 2 points that mount, I'd say, onto those. So we'll come to that in a second. You've got the little lockout collet here, which obviously locks the actual wheel in place when you're obviously trying to do the adjustment. Just lock that in there. And then this here looks fairly loose. Let's pop that off. So it's basically, this is the standard grinder. So you've got a normal grinder guard there. It's 1,000 watts. You've got plenty of power there. You get a 240 13 amp plug on there. All right, let's see if we can assemble it and not bolt it up. So there we go. So that is this is the one with a leveling guide on it. We'll come back to that. So this is the standard one for the Turboplane. So this is the setup that we're going to want here. So this is designed, loosen that right off. Make sure a little Allen key or torque wrench, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're watching. Rip that out. And then that's designed that. Oh, it's the only problem with an MFT bench. You've got holes everywhere to lose screws down. I was lucky. Right, beautiful. And that sits super snug. That just clicks straight into place effortlessly. There we go. Sets that really nicely onto there. So this all fits up nice and snug. So obviously you do your Allen key up here, lock your handle out here. That all fits on beautiful. So that's all in place. So now what we're going to do is obviously fit the blade. So we'll do a nice detailed one here for you. So obviously these little flat notches sit onto here. So that interlocks obviously into there. That sits lovely there. Then what you're going to do, this again sits perfectly onto there. You then get your fan blade. So it's got a flat side and an up side. So you want that flat section there. So you can lay it down like that. The flat section is basically going to sit, and then that groove on that inside, that chamfered rebate, sits perfectly onto that collar. So that lovely sits onto there. There we go. And the design of this is when this spins, any of the wood chippings are obviously deflected off and go down the dust chute. So down the chip tube. Love that name. I've just got that in my head now, chip tube. Anyway, I'm really childish. There we go. So super happy with that. Then we've got our blade. So obviously blade goes face up like that, sits onto here. So what you want to do, doing a little bit of research into it, you want to alternate. So where the blades go, you want to put them between obviously where the fan is. So for example, our blades are there, so we're going to go in between them. That sits lovely onto there. See, it's perfect. And then our locking nut is going to go onto there. So we're going to screw that on there. Then all we're going to do, depress the button at the back, lock that in place, wait till it goes click, there we go, lock that in, get our torque wrench. You don't need to over tighten these, you want to nip them, obviously you want to make sure it's on, but yeah, give that a nice nip. And then that is perfectly set, ready to go. Then you've got your chip tube. Which goes the other way around. It's a 50-50 chance, and I got it wrong. There you go, that sits nicely onto there. That's cool, it's got a little adjustable spigot on there. So that's angleable, I like that feature. So again, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you haven't got dust extraction, apparently it's designed that you can point and shoot that into a bucket and the chippings will go in the bucket. So we'll give it a go. So that's with the blade all set up on here. If you decide you want it to be a sander, all you do again, depress the button at the back, undo your wheel. So yeah, I'll take this off just for video purposes because it's well, in the way. Again, press your wheel or button to lock the wheel. Pop your blade out. Again, just give that a little undo that. Take your blade out there. Remove the fan, and then it's designed. Obviously, remove these, but it's designed that the actual sander here. So this little feature, which is the sanding pad, goes onto the arbor of the grinder. So that's designed to screw. Again, lock that out. Screw that on. Lock that in place, and then you get your sanding pads, and then you got a sander. Simple as that. So that's a really cool feature on there. The other feature, which we'll come to now. So again, to remove it, press the button in, it'll click, take her off. And then to remove the actual guard here, undo that one, the Allen key there, drop that out. And then to obviously put this one in, again, it should be as simple as line the two of them up, make sure the handle's loose, pull that little washer out of the way, and then sit that into the slots, and then that sits like that. And again, that should sit nice and snug. There you go, beautiful, click into place, lock that out, lock your handle, do your Allen key back up, your torque wrench. Again, don't over tighten this. This is obviously heavy grade plastic, sort of ABS plastic, but yeah, you don't want to go over cranking everything. Just nip it and that's it. So the way this works is once all your attachments go back in, which I'm going to do now. So again, piece in, chamfered piece with the collar, fan, flat side down, exactly the same. We're just reassembling what was there a moment ago. Then obviously your blade goes in, alternating obviously the fan, then your locking collar, and then what this does now, you turn it into a leveling planer. So this is a really cool feature, one of the big reasons I went for the Arbortech. So lock that out. There you go. So the design of this is basically on here, this plus and minus button. As you adjust this, you can see the base plate turn. You got plus and minus on there. So obviously, the minus, you're obviously reducing less. If you want to make it more aggressive and playing more, you obviously turn the wheel. So you can see there, so the actual leveling on it. If I get something, try to show you. If you can see there on the camera, as I wind that wheel, as the base plate turns, you're increasing or reducing the amount that these blades are protruding the surface. So when you run it flat, I don't want them sticking up because I want to scratch my bench, but there we go. If I take it down a bit, when you run this flat across the surface, it's basically designed that it levels. Absolutely superb design there. Absolutely love that feature. And again, put your chip tube back on. Demo time. So, just got some bits prepped. Let's show you what it can do. Number 1, goggles. Number 2, make sure you've got ear defenders. This thing's loud, protect your ears. We're not going to mess about, we're going straight in for the big boys. So we've got a lump of 28mm, finish up about 25, so that's an inch for you guys in the States. Solid oak, American white. So here we've got little MFT bench clamps, super handy these. So what we're going to do, so what, turn it around the other way as a ball nose, make it all locked in nice and snug. So we're going to lock that out there, bang the other one in there. Lock her down. Christ, pull the bench over before that's going anywhere. Right, so there we've got it. So our planer blade's all set up. So we're going to try it out. So we're going to plug it in. Make sure it's turned off, number 1. Turn her on. And then as I say, so this has got the levelling guide on here. So as we increase it, you should obviously get more aggressive and hack away, well, cut, hack away. But yeah, strip more material quite aggressively. We're going to try it with the chip tube with a bucket. So apparently, if you haven't got a tractor, so I've got a big bucket. Apparently, if you point that in there as you do it, it should, the chippings go down the tube, spun round by the fan and thrown into the bucket. Then we're going to try it with a Festool Hoover. So obviously going to give you both runs at it. So ear defenders on, goggles on. Angle it down. That's phenomenal, genuinely. I had ear defenders on. I couldn't quite hear the full noise and it was cutting so clean. I actually looked down the end of the tube to actually make sure it was coming out. That's unbelievable. And obviously with the flat plate, it's obviously designed to keep it dead flat to the materials. You don't end up taking dishes, which is so easy to do if you've tried flattening anything. So we do a lot of resin and stuff like that, epoxy tables. So by using this with a flat guide, I've also got the Festool Rotex, which is good, but sometimes even with a 40 grit, it's not quite aggressive enough. This, with the flat plate, for going across and leveling a slab, this would be an absolute godsend. So yeah, super happy with that feature. I'm just going to try a little bit more with that there. You've also got a power setting on the back here, 1 to 6, as you do with a standard grinder. So obviously if you're sanding, you can reduce that up and down as necessary. Absolutely phenomenal. So I can't wait to get that on a couple of proper projects, but just to give you an idea of the capabilities of it, it's pretty amazing. So that's no extraction at all. And if it weren't for me pointing it obviously all over my workbench just for a video, there wouldn't be any sawdust. So that's pretty incredible really. That's another post. Check them out. Hydrone, superb little mini air compressors in the workshop, things like that blowing down. Also, didn't want to take it away from Arbortech, but obviously we're super happy with this anyway. But this company here, when you're done things like this, little bits of sawdust that are stuck in it, check this out. Done. Little blast out, keep all your tools clean, look after your tools, I look after you. So, I'm super happy with that little demo. That went really well. What do you think? Let us know, leave us a comment. And yeah, really excited to start getting into some proper projects. Tell you what we're going to do while you're there, just unplug it for safety. Undo this for 2 seconds, but while we're rolling, I'm now going to take the levelling guide off and I'm going to show you quite how aggressive this thing on the oak can be. So give us 2 seconds. Whenever you're working with blades, make sure, number one, don't just turn it off, unplug it. Got her out. There we go. So now what we're going to do is take this guard off. As I just showed you, so we've loosened it off there with the Allen keys. Loosen her off. Oh, loosen her a bit more. There you go, lovely. Fits so nice and snug, it's, there you go. So, with a power carver, so obviously this is with another dust port on it, but just for pure stripping back material. I'm going to set it up. Don't know if that'll get enough. Again, I'm completely new at this, so I'm having a bit of a play, and you're learning as I am, but you should be able to, obviously, with this. Yeah, this will work. So we'll do the handle up. Same as before, do that up there. Give me workshop a nice tidy up. I don't want to completely fill it up with sawdust just for a video. Right, cool. So, same as before. That one on there. Fan goes on, sits nicely onto there. Then our blade, obviously face up. That sits on there. Now locking wheel. Beautiful. Nip her up. Job's good one. Right, so now, check this out. Dust extraction connected up. Get the old goggles on, ear defenders on. Plug in, baby. So again, I'm going to do this into a bucket. Not with an extractor, just to see how well this can perform. This is solid oak. Holy crap. You did want a bowl, didn't you? Impressed is a bit of an understatement there. I can't believe how serious that is. Look at that. I mean, that's literally nearly all but, I'd say 5 mil. That's through the other side there. Absolutely phenomenal. So there we go. I'm, if you hadn't already gathered from the video, I'm pretty bloody sold on this product. incredible. As I say, if you want to strip back material, whether it's leveling it for a slab, doing a tabletop, wood carving. I've seen a couple. There's a company in America, Doe. He does some absolutely stunning, like saltwater crocodile tables, wood carved out, or animals, snipers coming out of water. I mean, amazing stuff. He's an absolute artist. But yeah, that gave me some inspiration to give the old wood carving scene a go. So now I've got the perfect tool for the job. Keep your eyes peeled. There's going to be plenty more coming. So again, big shout out to Arbortech, Axminster Tools for making this collaboration happen, and you beautiful people for watching.